If you want to have more peace in your life, you need to learn how to control your emotions and your thoughts. In this video, I will show you how you can do that, and after that, I will show you how you can let go of that control so you can become your authentic self and so you can relax into your inner being and your inner center. Make sure to watch this video till the end, because at the end of the video I will share with you a really nice and simple breathing exercise that you can use every day that will help you relax and live a stress-free life. So, in my therapy practice, I meet a lot of clients that have really traumatic experiences and have a family history of really deep and strong traumas. I encounter very difficult situations where death, abortions, conflict, and really strong emotions are something common. The suffering that I encounter in every therapy session that I do is a lot, and the emotions sometimes can feel overwhelming. So I need to have a way to find my inner center and to become really strong in myself and to feel the peace when everything around me, my client and the people that are in the group, are experiencing something overwhelming. So I have different ways to do that, and in this video I will show you one of those ways. But first we need to learn about what is our inner center, what is our authentic self, and what are the ways that we get out of that center. Well, this is the place in ourselves that is beyond logic, thoughts and emotions. It is the eternal watcher, the one we access through meditation and breathing exercises. This is the place in us that is experiencing everything in life. It is our being. We are in this center when we feel inner peace, when we are relaxed, when we are not identified with our thoughts and emotions. Kids are more connected to their authentic selves because they are not that identified with their beliefs, ideas, thoughts, social norms and things like that. That's why babies and kids breathe so deeply, because they can take all of life in themselves and they don't have something to block their perception of reality. They see reality as it is. Well, of course, as we grow up, there are a lot of things that we identify with, and these things helps us perceive reality in some certain points of view, but at the same time gets us out of our authentic selves, of who we truly are. So let's see how we can represent our authentic self, our inner center, and where it is in our body. People say that our authentic self is in our belly, where our inner child lies. This is the place we get our energy from. Other people say that our center is in our hearts, from where we feel love and compassion towards others. And other people say that the seat of our soul, or who we are, is in the center of our brain, where the third eye is, the pineal gland. Now, I will not go into spirituality. I just want to share with you that in this video we will represent our authentic self as the center of our brain, and it will be represented by the symbol of an eye. Why is that? Well, because when we are centered, we are in presence. We are carefully watching ourselves and others and our environment. We are in the present moment and experiencing reality as it is, without conceptions. The left side of our brain is responsible for our thoughts, our analytical and critical thinking about ideas, and when we're doing, let's say, math exercises, we are tapping into our left hemisphere. The right hemisphere is responsible for our emotions. It is responsible for our feelings, imagination, and we are tapping into it when we are creating something. Let's say we are writing something, or when we are creating art? How do we get out of our inner center? Well, when we start to identify with our thoughts and our emotions. The more we do that, the more stressful we feel, because we become separated from ourselves. We start to fragment our consciousness. There are different ways that we go into one of those two, let's say, parts of our identity. When we go into our thoughts, we go into survival mode. Why? Well, because our mind and our thoughts are a tool for survival. There is a really good quote for the mind. I don't know who it is from, but it goes like this. Our mind is a really good servant, but a very lousy master. When we identify with our thoughts, we go into this survival mode and everything around us becomes a threat. When we scroll through Instagram pictures and we see someone who is a more higher status than us, but at our age we feel threatened, we feel that we are not good enough, and we start to go into that survival mode. What can I do to become better? How can I enter this social status as this person? And this gets us out of feeling ourselves and our inner center. Another way that we get out of it is by overthinking and negative thoughts. The idea of our mind is to create different ideas and thoughts and let them die instead of us. When we are overthinking, and even when we are just thinking, what we do? Well, we generate a simulation where we put ourselves in and we put different avatars of ourselves in different situations, and we run those simulations and see what happens. And those that do not make it die, we forget about them, and those that succeed, we take the wisdom from this, let's say, simulation, and we apply it in our lives. But when we are overthinking, we are so focused on our thoughts and those situations that we forget to live. And we again get out of that relaxed centeredness and stillness in ourselves. We can still use those thoughts and we can still generate those simulations so we can use them in our life, and at the same time be relaxed and at peace. And when we are centered, we can even have more conscious simulations where we choose consciously what is the best course of action. Another way that you can generate unnecessary stress in your life is by judging others or comparing yourself to them. Judging others is actually an evolutionary tool for survival. Why? Well, I will give you an example. Imagine yourself being a hunter-gatherer like 10,000 years ago, 15,000 years ago, where you can meet a person and you need a lot of energy to explore this person, to understand who he is, what are his intentions, what is he going to do, is he going to kill you or is he going to do something good for you and you can trade, is he a threat? Well, it's best to conserve this energy for running from real threats or fighting or finding shelter and food. And the best way to preserve this energy is by just judging this person by your past experiences. So if you have saw a person like this in the woods and he attacked you in your past experiences, then you see this person and you judge him as a threat. So judgment is something that helps us survive but separates us from the other person, because the other person is not a one word. No one is just smart or dumb. No one is just black or white. No one is just a man or a woman. No one is just beautiful or ugly. Every person is a whole universe that you can explore endlessly. And judging separates you from this reality and from yourself, because you judge yourself also, and it is a not good way to feel more peace in life. And of course, when you're comparing yourself to others, you separate from them. You don't feel that you're one with them. You don't feel that you're a whole. you feel that you're not enough. And of course, when you feel that, you don't feel love towards yourself, you separate from your center, from this relaxed state of being, and you go into thinking again. Rigid thinking and a lack of flexibility are another ways to get out of your authentic self. To think is good, but to act is better. So if you have to choose, act. In the past, acting got you killed. Exploring into the wild, which is unknown, will almost certainly get you killed. But that's where the real treasure lies. If you're not open for new experiences and if you don't go out of your comfort zone constantly, you will get rigid thinking, you will not get flexible, and you will feel that you are not growing. And as we say in the personal development and spiritual development space, if you don't grow, you die. This is actually true for nature as well. If you don't evolve, you die. So, get out of your comfort zone. This is one of the ways that you can get into your inner center, by acting and feeling little discomfort. How do you get out of your inner center and you go into your emotions? Well, when you go into your instincts and impulses and you follow them without thinking. When you feel fear, or when you go into your traumas and your responses from them. It doesn't matter if it's your individual trauma that happened in your life or your family traumas. If there is a difficult situation in your life which is similar to the one that created your trauma, you will have negative responses and you will feel threatened. To feel at peace in those situations, you first need to heal this trauma. You can do this through therapy and with a professional. Those traumas often lead to negative beliefs that are formed and evoke your actions unconsciously, and to anxiety. If you don't heal this trauma, you will keep acting on your negative beliefs and your anxiety, and the results in your life, no matter what they are, will not satisfy you. If you feel that you need to succeed to feel loved and appreciated, the more you succeed, the more alone and without love you will feel. Because success, results, money, status is not going to give you this feelingness of true worth and self-confidence. You need first to heal yourself, your traumas, your inner child, and to explore your connection with your parents and with your family before you go out into the world and start achieving. Or if you're already an unachieved person, it is a really good time to get your gaze, your attention into yourself and to start healing your inner being. That's how you can feel more relaxed in your life. So we get out of our authentic selves by identifying strongly with our thoughts and emotions. To get back to our inner center, we can do a few things. First, we can open up to this present moment and to open our mind without judging this moment and the people around us and ourselves, of course. Another thing that we can do is take action. Action leads to motivation. It is not the other way around. Motivation does not always lead to action, or if you don't have motivation, what are you going to do? Take action, and this will help you have more energy and feel more connected to being. Another way that you can connect with your inner center is by meditating or having a really good breathing technique. And now I will give you the breathing technique that I do every time when I work in a therapy session with a client. So before every session, what I do is either with my eyes closed or open, I sit in my inner chair. And how do I do that? With my breath. I imagine myself breathing in into my spine, and when breathing in, I imagine the energy flowing and consolidating into my spine, into the back. And when breathing out, I imagine all this energy just concentrating on my lower back and at the base of my spine. And when doing that, I imagine myself sitting in my inner chair. So I breathe in into my spine and I breathe out this energy into my lower back and into the base of the spine. And it's just like I am slowly sitting on my inner chair. I do that for a few minutes and I feel much more relaxed. And the more you do it, the better you will become at this technique. Try doing this every day and try to incorporate it in your meditation practice. For example, do it every morning for 5 minutes and see what are the results. And if you want to learn how to be more productive and mindful in your life, you can watch this video right here. Thank you for watching, and if you've liked this video, please subscribe to my channel.